Hello everyone and welcome to Old Coins TV channel. If you love exploring the world of coins, their history, value, and rare discoveries, you've come to the right place. Here, we'll share exciting information about coins from around the world, from ancient treasures to modern currency. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss our latest videos. Imagine holding a small, seemingly ordinary coin in your hand, a Washington €1 dated 1998 with the rare kilogram mint mark from Canada. At first glance it might look like just another piece of loose change, something easily overlooked or even spent without a second thought. But in the fascinating world of coin collecting, pieces like this can carry stories, mysteries, and values that go far beyond their face value. And today we're diving deep into why this particular coin has captured the attention of collectors around the globe, how its unique features set it apart, and why some examples in very fine condition have been talked about as reaching values from hundreds to even thousands of dollars depending on rarity, demand, and condition. Because what makes this coin so intriguing begins with its unusual combination of design and origin. The idea of a Washington themed €1 already raises questions since euro cents are typically associated with European Union countries. Yet here we have a crossover concept that collectors often refer to as a pattern, error, or fantasy issue, and when you add the 1998 date, a year just before the official launch of euro coinage in 1999 for accounting and 2002 for circulation, it becomes even more interesting, suggesting that this coin could be part of experimental minting, private mint productions, or extremely limited trial strikes that were never meant for mass circulation. And the presence of a kilogram mint mark tied to Canada introduces another layer of rarity, as Canadian minting facilities, particularly those known for high-quality craftsmanship, have historically produced coins not only for Canada but also for other countries under special contracts, making it possible, though still rare, for unusual hybrid coins like this to exist. And collectors often obsess over such anomalies because they represent something outside the standard catalog listings, something that sparks debate and curiosity, and that curiosity is exactly what drives value in the numismatic market. Now when we talk about condition, the term, very fine, is crucial because it indicates that while the coin has been circulated, it still retains clear details, moderate wear, and visible design elements such as Washington's portrait, lettering, and mint mark. And in coin collecting, condition can dramatically influence price, with even small differences in wear leading to big changes in value. So a 1998 Washington €1 with a clear kilogram mint mark in very fine condition becomes highly desirable, especially if the surfaces show original texture and minimal damage. And this is where the market value starts to climb, because collectors are always hunting for pieces that combine rarity, historical curiosity, and decent preservation. And while you might hear claims of values reaching into the thousands of dollars, it's important to understand that these figures depend on several factors including authentication, provenance, collector demand, and whether the coin has been graded by a recognized authority. But even at the lower end, coins like this can still fetch hundreds of dollars simply due to their unusual nature and the excitement they generate in auctions and collector communities. And speaking of unique features, one of the most talked about aspects is the design itself, blending an iconic figure like Washington, more commonly associated with American coinage, with the format of a euro cent creates a visual and historical contradiction that immediately grabs attention. And if the coin also displays any striking errors such as off-center alignment, double dies, or unusual metal composition, its value can increase even further, because error coins are among the most sought-after pieces in the hobby, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for something that stands out from the millions of standard coins produced every year. Now let's consider the historical angle. Coins minted around the late 1990s were part of a transformative period in global currency systems, especially in Europe with the introduction of the euro, and any experimental or unofficial pieces from that era can serve as tangible reminders of that transition, adding a layer of historical significance that goes beyond simple metal and design. And this is exactly why collectors often describe such coins as hidden treasures, because their true value lies not just in rarity but in the story they tell. And if you happen to come across a coin like this in your collection or even in everyday change, the first step is not to spend it but to examine it carefully. Look for the date, the mint mark, the condition, and any unusual characteristics, because what might seem like a 1-cent coin could actually be a piece worth hundreds or even thousands. And this is the thrill of coin collecting, the idea that valuable history can be hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. And as the market continues to grow with more collectors joining from around the world, especially through online platforms and auctions, the demand for rare and unique coins like the 1998 Washington €1 with the kilogram mint mark is only likely to increase, making it not just a collectible but also a potential investment. And whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone curious about the coins in your pocket, stories like this remind us that even the smallest objects can carry immense value, both financially and historically. So the next time you see a coin, take a closer look, because you never know, you might be holding a hidden gem that collectors everywhere are searching for. As we continue exploring the mystery and fascination surrounding this 1998 Washington €1 with the kilogram mint mark, it becomes even more important to understand how coins like this gain legendary status among collectors, because beyond the physical appearance, there is an entire ecosystem of grading services, auction houses, and passionate hobbyists who constantly analyze, debate, and assign value to such unusual pieces. And in many cases, the story behind the coin becomes just as valuable as the coin itself. Imagine a scenario where a small batch of experimental coins was struck under special conditions, perhaps never officially released, and only a handful made their way into private hands. This kind of background instantly elevates a coin from ordinary to extraordinary, and collectors are willing to pay significant amounts for the chance to own something so rare and mysterious. And when discussions about this coin appear in online forums or collector groups, you'll often see intense debates about authenticity, with some experts arguing whether it is a genuine mint product, a privately issued fantasy piece, or even an altered coin. And this uncertainty, rather than reducing interest, often increases it, because the unknown adds a sense of adventure and discovery to the hobby. And for many collectors, owning such a coin is like holding a piece of unsolved history, something that invites endless curiosity and research. Now when it comes to determining the true market value, auctions play a huge role, because the price of rare coins is ultimately decided by what collectors are willing to pay at a given moment. And if two or more serious buyers compete for a coin like this, the final price can quickly jump from a few $100s to several thousand, especially if the coin is well preserved and visually appealing. And this is why presentation matters so much. Coins that are properly cleaned, stored, and possibly graded by professional services tend to perform better in the market, as they inspire confidence in buyers, and confidence is everything in the world of rare collectibles. And another key factor that drives demand is storytelling. Sellers who can present a compelling narrative about the coin, its origins, rarity, and unique features, often achieve higher prices, because buyers are not just purchasing metal, they are buying into a story, a piece of intrigue that they can add to their own collection and perhaps share with others. And this is where content like YouTube videos, collector blogs, and social media posts play a powerful role, spreading awareness about rare coins and creating hype that can significantly impact market trends. And coins like this 1998 Washington €1 thrive in such environments, because their unusual nature makes them perfect for viral discussions and eye-catching thumbnails. And as more people become aware of its existence, the pool of potential buyers grows, which can further push up its value over time. And let's not forget the emotional aspect of collecting. For many enthusiasts, the joy of finding a rare coin is unmatched. It's a combination of treasure hunting, historical exploration, and personal achievement, and owning a coin that few others have seen or even heard of can be incredibly satisfying, almost like having a secret piece of history in your possession, and this emotional connection often translates into a willingness to pay higher prices, especially for coins that stand out as unique or controversial, and in the case of this coin, the blend of American symbolism, European denomination, and Canadian mint mark creates a perfect storm of curiosity that keeps collectors engaged, and looking ahead, the future value of such coins will likely depend on continued interest and validation within the numismatic community. If more evidence or documentation surfaces supporting its origin and rarity, its value could rise significantly, but even without full confirmation, its status as a conversation piece ensures that it will remain desirable, and this is the beauty of coin collecting, where even the smallest details, like a tiny mint mark or an unusual date, can transform an ordinary object into something extraordinary, something worth studying, preserving, and showcasing. So as you continue your journey into the world of rare coins, remember that every coin has a story, but some, like this one, have stories that are still being written, and perhaps, just perhaps, you could be the one to uncover the next chapter. Taking this exploration even deeper, one of the most powerful forces that can transform a coin like this 1998 Washington €1 cent with the kilogram mint mark from a curious collectible into a true headline-grabbing treasure is the moment it gains recognition from major grading authorities and respected numismatic experts. Because in the world of coin collecting, third-party validation can completely change how a piece is perceived. Once a coin is authenticated and encapsulated by professional grading companies such as Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guaranty Company, it moves from speculation into a more established category of collectible, and that shift alone can multiply its desirability and price potential. Collectors who might have hesitated before suddenly feel more confident placing bids, knowing that the coin has been examined under strict standards, and if such a rare hybrid piece were ever officially graded and labeled with its unique characteristics, it could become a centerpiece item in high-profile auctions, attracting international attention and possibly achieving record-breaking results depending on the hype and competition surrounding it, and this is where the role of major auction houses comes into play. Platforms like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers Galleries are known for showcasing rare and unusual coins to a global audience, and when a coin appears in such venues, it gains a level of prestige that smaller marketplaces simply cannot provide. Bidders from around the world participate, often driving prices far beyond initial estimates, especially when the coin has a compelling story and limited availability. And imagine the excitement if this particular coin were featured in a high-profile auction catalog, described as a mysterious cross-continental minting anomaly combining elements associated with figures like George Washington and the European monetary system. Such a narrative alone could ignite fierce bidding wars, pushing its value from hundreds into the thousands or even higher under the right circumstances. And beyond auctions, exhibitions and coin shows also play a huge role in building reputation. Events like the World Money Fair or the American Numismatic Association World's Fair of Money provide opportunities for collectors and experts to see rare pieces in person, discuss their origins, and share knowledge. And if a coin like this were displayed at such events, it could quickly become a topic of intense discussion, drawing attention from researchers, historians, and enthusiasts alike, and this kind of exposure can elevate a coin's status from obscure curiosity to recognized rarity. Another fascinating angle is the possibility of discovery stories. Many of the most valuable coins in history were not found in museums or vaults but in everyday places. Pocket change, old collections, forgotten drawers. And this adds an element of excitement for viewers and collectors, because it suggests that treasures are still out there waiting to be found. And for a coin like this, the idea that it might surface unexpectedly somewhere in the world only adds to its allure, making people more attentive to their own coins and more engaged with the hobby as a whole. And as digital platforms continue to grow, Online marketplaces and social media communities are becoming powerful drivers of value. Viral videos, trending posts, and collector discussions can rapidly increase awareness and demand, sometimes causing sudden spikes in price as new buyers enter the market, and coins with unusual backstories, like this one, are especially well suited for this kind of attention, because they spark curiosity and invite debate. And finally, when we consider the long-term perspective, coins that combine rarity, mystery, and cross-cultural significance often hold their value well and can even appreciate over time, particularly if they remain in good condition and continue to attract interest. So whether this 1998 Washington €1 with the kilogram mint mark ultimately reaches the highest levels of numismatic fame or remains a niche collector's treasure, one thing is certain: it represents the very essence of what makes coin collecting so captivating, the blend of history, art, mystery, and value all contained within a small piece of metal, reminding us that sometimes the most extraordinary stories come from the smallest objects.